The Joe Pags Show. To talk to Joe, call 888-941-PAGS. And now, it's Joe Pags.
Hi, great to have you. Thanks. I appreciate you stopping by. Great radio stations across the land from San Antonio, also Patriot.tv. Make sure you go and download that app to see it like a TV show. It's the Joe Pags Show for your Friday, Free Speech Friday, along with Sam and Polo. Carries off tonight. Glad to have you along for the ride. So we'll talk about the border here. Kamala Harris, who's the vice president, has been since January 20th of 2021. On January 20th, 2021, the border was secure. She was handed a secure border. In 2021, a few months later, maybe a month or two later, President Joe Biden made her the person who was in charge of identifying, this is how they're wording it now, they're not saying the borders are, of identifying the cause of migration from the Northern Triangle. Northern Triangle would be Honduras, El Salvador, and Guatemala. So we're looking at that, and people in places like Axios, which is a left-leaning outlet, a news outlet, AP, left-leaning news outlet, they started calling her the border czar. Nobody said anything about it until Trump and J.D. Vance started calling her the border czar, and people like me started calling her the border czar because we got the word from the left-leaning media. And she never was named the border czar, never has been, never will be. Why do you keep saying that you're a racist? A racist. That's what we get. It was never the border czar, how dare you? Well, she's now at the border for the first time ever today. She's there right now as we speak. In fact, I'm monitoring C-SPAN. If she shows up, we'll bring you some audio. For those who happen to be watching, we'll bring you some video, bring you what we can. We will do our level best to bring you some comments from Kamala Harris at the border. Sam, do me a favor and monitor that. If you see something, let me know, okay?
Okay.
This way we'll get it on the air as soon as we can. Now, President Trump knew that Harris was finally going to go to the border today, and he made some comments on it. You know, she had the closed border. She had the best border than this country has seen in many, many decades and generations. Some would say ever, but I'd say at least in modern time. And they broke it on purpose. Joe Biden purposely did a bunch of executive orders and executive actions that got rid of the policies of President Donald Trump. Open borders are, Kamala Harris went right along with it. Once she was guilted into going to the border, she went to El Paso. I can only relate to you what John Cornyn, the U.S. Senator from Texas, told me on this show. She never actually went to the border. She went to El Paso, but she was 9 miles away. That's according to John Cornyn. On my show, I've got the audio, got the video. So she never really went. Now, because the border is a huge issue, and because Trump's beating her like 70-something% to 30%, she goes to the border. Sam, is she up and running now?
Yes, she has just walked out.
Okay, let's see if we can bring Kamala Harris onto the screen and onto the audio for those who are listening, because Vice President Harris is, in fact, at the border. Here we go. Let's see what we can bring up here.
Arizona. It is good to be back in Arizona. Thank you all. Thank you so very much.
Oh, they're chanting Kamala in Arizona. They love her at the border.
Thank you. Thank you.
So stupid. Come on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. I just wanted for a moment to speak about Teresa. We had some time together backstage, and you know, I think that in moments of crisis, such as the fentanyl crisis, there are people who, through their suffering and their pain, rise with courage in such a selfless way to be a voice for others, with the anticipation and the hope and the hard work of hoping that their story will be the reason other people don't have that story. And you sharing your story about Jacob and your advocacy on why we have to stop this scourge is so incredibly important. And again, I applaud Teresa, and I know we all do.
Obviously, Teresa is somebody who gave a story about a lost relative. I don't know, but here she is.
Our need to stop this issue is one of the reasons that we are all here together today. I also want to thank the extraordinary elected officials who are here. Senator Mark Kelly came with me. He and his extraordinary wife, Gabby Giffords, traveled with me from Washington, D.C. to be here, and Senator Kelly has been talking with me for quite some time about the importance of this visit. And so I thank you in front of all of our friends for your work.
Only took 4 years. Oh, we lost the feed. The Harris truck feed died. What the heck happened? All right, there you go.
It did.
It
blue screened.
It blue screened, and now it just says campaign 2024, Mexico, U.S.-Mexico border. All right, if that comes back up and running, we'll take it again. But so far, she's just talking about the woman who I guess told a story about a lost loved one. Nobody wants to hear about fentanyl killing people. I hate that. But she's going on and on about she's there for a reason, and Senator Mark Kelly's been talking to her for a long time about the importance of this visit. Why did it take almost 4 years and only about a month before the election? Well, we all know why. Because she's losing on this issue. Oh, looks like she's back. Hold on a second. I think she's back. Here we go.
All the elected and community leaders here today, thank you for taking the time out of your busy lives to be here this afternoon. Before I begin, I do want to say a few words about Hurricane Helene. I spoke this morning with our FEMA administrator, Chris Well, and President Biden and I, of course, will continue to monitor the situation closely. We have mobilized more than 1,500 federal personnel to support those communities that have been impacted. We have food, water, and generators that are ready for deployment. And we are working to restore power for millions of people who currently are experiencing outages. And I just want to stress, and for the press that is here, to those who are watching, the storm continues to be dangerous and deadly, and lives have been lost, and the risk of flooding still remains high. So I continue to urge everyone to please continue to follow guidance from your local officials until we get past this moment. So thank you all. And now I'll speak about, in particular, the people who are here today and why we are gathered here together today. So Arizona, I think you all know, and this is why you are here, there are consequential.
Just to set the scene, she's looking left and right. For those who are listening on the radio, first of all, it's fine that she mentioned the hurricane. Okay, I mean, she's the vice president. That's actually the president's role. I think she's trying to show executive, leadership or something by doing that. It's fine that hey, you should listen to the local authorities. Fine. President Biden should be out there doing that, not the vice president. In fact, I don't think you would ever see the vice president do that. But again, she's running for president, trying to show an executive authority. Having said that, she's looking left and right, but the shot is so tight, and this shot is from the Harris campaign. So I'm sure that's why the shot is so tight. She is looking left and looking right on an angle that you would normally have teleprompters if you were wondering if she's speaking on a teleprompter.
Stronger. So I've just come from visiting the border and the port of entry in Douglas. I spoke with dedicated agents from Border Patrol and Customs officers who every day see the overflow of commercial traffic through the port. These men and women who work there and at other places along our southern border help keep our nation secure. And they need more resources to do their jobs, which is why we have and are in the process of investing $500 million to modernize and expand the port of entry here in Douglas.
I don't understand what she's talking about. I don't. I have no idea what she's talking about. The port of entry and commercial traffic? The problem at the border is it's open to illegal aliens coming in. It doesn't make any sense that you're talking about commercial traffic and $500 million to update a port of entry where you're letting people come in illegally every day.
And why last December I helped raise the rate of overtime pay for border agents, and also...
How did she do that? The vice president can raise overtime rates for Border Patrol agents? Sam, is that possible? I didn't know that.
I'll have to look that up.
If you can, look it up and see if part of the duties of the vice president would be to raise the rate of overtime for Border Patrol agents.
Why I strongly supported the comprehensive border security bill. Written last year, as you know, by a bipartisan group of senators, including one of the most conservative members of the United States Congress. That bill would have hired 1,500 more border agents and officers. It would have paid for 100 inspection machines.
What she's not going to tell you is that the 1,500 officers would just make it quicker to get in illegally. They would just process people faster. You know, the allegation that the 1,500 officers somehow would have turned people away or not let them in is untrue. Now, HR2 would have absolutely done so by codifying the Trump-era policies at the border. She knows this. That's why she won't talk about that. But again, the 1,500 agents were never going to turn people away and secure the border. They were going to process people to come into the country illegally faster. That's why.
And so even though Donald Trump tried to sabotage the border security bill, it is my pledge to you that as President of the United States, I will bring it back up and proudly sign it into law.
What she's not telling you is that she won't have the House because it's going to stay Republican, if not a bigger Republican majority. And she might not have the Senate, so she can't bring it up again and just vote on it or sign it because it's not going to be there. What she needs to have is H.R. 2 that she's not going to mention that actually solved the problem.
And let me say, the issue of border security is not a new issue to me. I was Attorney General of a border state for 2 terms. I saw the violence.
I bet she prosecuted transnational gangs. You want to bet, Sam? You want to bet?
She will say it.
She hasn't said it yet.
And chaos that transnational criminal organizations cause.
Wow.
And the heartbreak
Did you
and
prosecute
loss
them?
From the spread of their illicit drugs.
Did you prosecute them?
I walked through tunnels that traffickers used to smuggle contraband into the United States. I've seen tunnels with walls as smooth as the walls of your living room, complete with lighting and air conditioning, making very clear that it is about an enterprise that is making a whole lot of money.
Did you prosecute them?
In the trafficking of guns, drugs, and human beings.
Say it!
And my knowledge on how they work comes from the fact that I have prosecuted transnational criminal organizations who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings.
Nailed it. All right, I'm done with her. I can't. I can't.
There it was.
Sam, I can't. Did I say she was going to say it?
You literally just said she's going to say it, and she said it.
There you go. She's prosecuted the transnational gang. I don't know who these gangs are. I don't know what I guess transnational is because they were from Mexico and California. I don't know if that's what she's talking about. She's not hard on crime. She's not tough on crime. She's tough on parents of kids who don't go to school. Wanted to arrest parents whose kids played hooky. I kid you not. Look it up. She's tough on people who smoke pot. She locked a bunch of people up who smoked pot, most of them black. And then she acted like it was no big deal that she smoked pot when she was on with Charlemagne. This is somebody who's just such a bad liar. I mean, she's not even a good liar. Like, Obama's a really good liar. You can just say, oh, man, that guy really lies well. I almost believe that. This one, you know she's going to say the same things over and over again. And what she's saying nobody has ever known that she's ever worked at McDonald's. I had no idea she ever worked at McDonald's. She keeps saying it. That she grew up middle class. No, she grew up in Montreal, Canada. We don't know how she grew up. She's prosecuted transnational gangs. I want to see it. Maybe she has. I'll give her the credit. But she just keeps on saying it. The whole thing is such a farce. It makes my face, look at my face. It makes my face hurt. I'm telling you right now, there's something wrong here. Very wrong. By the way, I do have a comment from President Trump before Kamala Harris went to the border on how he handed her a fixed border, a border that wasn't broken, that she broke it. And he's right. And we'll have that soundbite when we come back. Your thoughts about her visit to the border? It's a simple question. Will her visit to the border change even one vote? Are you like, man, she's never gone to the border. I can't vote for her. Oh, wow, she went to the border. Let me vote for her. I want to know if this is going to change your mind. Now, she's doing this so that Trump and Vance can stop saying she has never been to the border. But now they'll say she's only gone once in 4 years. And then she pretended like she was planning it the whole time. 888-941-PAGS, 888-941-7247, joepags.com. 100% want to hear from you. I also want you to go and take care of our sponsor, Eden Pure. Eden Pure's got the air purifier. It's called the Thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm will go through, by sending out oxy technology, the O3 molecules, go through your house or whatever room you have it in. You can get 3 of these units if you get the special deal that's up and running right now. It's going to go out and find the viruses, find the mold, and find the odors that are in the air and take care of them. Going to go after them and get rid of them. It's just that simple. And it leaves behind a fresh and clean scent as if a thunderstorm rolled through your house without all the rain and the thunder and the lightning, all that to worry about. It just smells great, smells fresh and clean. It also doesn't need to have air filters changed all the time, saving you a bunch of money. It's a small unit, plugs into the outlet. It's not going to take up a bunch of space. You got to get this right now in whatever room that you've got that just has that weird, funky smell. Why not get the Eden Pure Thunderstorm right now by going to EdenPureDeals.com and put in the code PAGS3, P-A-G-S, the number 3. Going to save $200 on a 3-pack. Again, EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code is PAGS3. Save money right now, and we're back after this.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Attention patriotic businesses. Do you want to see your sales skyrocket by selling your products or services to like-minded patriots? Well, if you're an advertiser who embodies the timeless principles of freedom, liberty, and patriotism, look no further than Patriot TV. Our viewers are responsive, economically active patriots who are committed to supporting businesses like yours that align with their values. For more information on advertising on America's new network of proud American businesses, email us at advertise@patriot.tv.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free author submission kit at 855-993-2114. That's 855-993-2114.
Great to have you in the Joe Pag Show. We've got Breanna Morello coming up at the bottom of the hour. This whole Diddy situation is very confusing, so we will figure out exactly what's going on. She's got the very latest on that. Now, Sam did find the overtime pay story. And listen, if Kamala Harris did this, I will give her the credit. If she got overtime pay for Border Patrol agents, I will give her the credit. Let's see if she's mentioned in this story. This is from Border Report. Border Report. Headline is Overtime Pay Increase for Border Patrol Agents Approved. Written by Sandra Sanchez. U.S. Border Patrol agents are now eligible to receive higher rates of overtime pay under a provision of the 2024 National Defense Authorization Act. Wow, Sam, did Kamala Harris sign that into law, maybe?
Yeah, maybe she did.
Well, let's see. Let's see what the next line is. President Joe Biden signed the act into law on December 22nd, which allows Border Patrol agents to receive time and a half pay for overtime hours that they work. Didn't mention Harris yet. Maybe it does here. This applies to agents at the government rank of GS-12 and above, according to the new law. Border Patrol officials say it's long overdue. Quote, time and a half is the industry standard, Hector Garza, Vice President of the National Border Patrol Council, the union that represents Border Patrol agents, said Wednesday morning during a news conference in Laredo. Now agents will be paid time and a half for the overtime hours they work. U.S. Representative Henry Cuellar, Democrat from Texas, helped to add the overtime provision into the fiscal year 2024 NDAA. The law, which Congress must pass every year, oversees the budget and expenditures for the Department of Defense. It goes on. Maybe Harris is mentioned later. Let's see. Cuellar on Wednesday told Border Patrol that the added money will also help border communities, especially those like South Texas, which have high concentration of Border Patrol agents. Quote, if you look at the pay that Border Patrol gets paid, it's a good pay. I want to emphasize it's a good pay. And now with the overtime, it's going to be a much better pay than they're getting. So it's good for the agents, good for their families, but it's good for the local economies because more money they get paid, the more money they'll spend at the restaurants and stores, and that circulates more money to the local economies, especially when we have this large concentration of Border Patrol agents, Cuellar said. Story goes on for a while. Let me do a search. I'm watching this on, for those who are watching can see this. I'm looking at this on Brave. Let me do a search for the word Harris, maybe. Let me do that. Let's see if there's, can I do a search? I think so. Yeah, here it is, Harris. I put it in there. Harris. Oh, Harris it appears 4 times. Let's see. The first time is a story about Harris later. The second time is a different story about Harris later. The third one, I can't even see where Harris is mentioned. It's not on my screen. And the fourth time, I don't see it either. So Harris not mentioned in that story whatsoever, but thank God she helped to bring overtime pay to the Border Patrol agents. Sam, did you see Harris in that story anywhere? I didn't see it.
I did the same search, and no, she is not mentioned
Stop
anywhere
it. What?
in this article.
You're kidding me.
She's just not.
Come on. Come on. All right, so again, she's at the border. She for some reason takes the credit for something she had nothing to do with. Henry Cuellar is a U.S. representative. I think District 28. I could be wrong about that. Great state of Texas. So he was in front of that. Biden signs it into law after the House, run by Republicans, and the Senate, run by Democrats, said yes to it. And Kamala Harris wants you to think she did it. 888-941-PAGS, joepags.com. The latest on Diddy when we come back. Stay here.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today. Attention patriotic businesses. Do you want to see your sales skyrocket by selling your products or services to like-minded patriots? Well, if you're an advertiser who embodies the timeless principles of freedom, liberty, and patriotism, look no further than Patriot TV. Our viewers are responsive, economically active patriots who are committed to supporting businesses like yours that align with their values. For more information on advertising on America's new network of proud American businesses, email us at advertise@patriot.tv.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
Now's the time to go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code to save 50% on your My Pillow 2.0. Not only that, for a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
mypillow.com.
Listen, if we even think you owe us money, you won't know what hit you. We'll put liens on everything you own. Raid your bank accounts, retirement fund, pension. You'll open up your paycheck and cry because we'll already have the money. We'll haul you into federal court and you might even go to jail. Hey, it's our job.
Don't fight the IRS alone. The Tax Doctor is here to help you negotiate your tax bill and reduce your stress. Our experts will fight for you using IRS guidelines to stop any IRS actions like bank levies or wage garnishments. Plus, eliminate penalties and interest and reduce your past tax bill so you pay the IRS less. Help is here to deal with the IRS to reduce your stress. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, do not call the IRS alone. Call a tax doctor now for a tax emergency analysis.
I'd have my mom call the number on the screen. You come see me alone. We'll work it out. Really, we will.
Did you know that thousands of authors across the country have written books and published them with Page Publishing? If you've written a book, Page Publishing can help you through the process. We cut through the confusion of the publishing world to make it easy for you. If we decide to publish your book, your work ends and ours begins. From copy editing and proofing to typesetting and book cover art, we get you printed, distributed, and sold on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and in bookstores across the country. We'll even help you promote your book. That's right, we do all this for you. Biography, self-help, mystery, novels, sci-fi, even a children's book. No matter what genre, Page Publishing can bring your book to life. Call today for your free author submission kit and find out how you can be the next published author at Page Publishing.
Call for your free author submission kit at 855-993-2114. That's 855-993-2114.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Great to have you along for the ride. Thanks a lot for stopping by. Glad to have this young lady back. She hosts her own show. An incredible independent journalist. It's Breanna Morello. Breanna, how are you? Good to see you again.
Hey, Joe. Always a pleasure to be with you.
It's an absolute pleasure to have you. So we were chatting the other day, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on with Diddy. And we tried to get you on last week, I think a week ago today, but you were like massively busy. Everybody wants to go have Breanna Morello on their show. You should go to her website, BreannaMorello.com, follow her everywhere, and see these great investigative journalism pieces that she's putting together. But also you're getting some huge names as far as interviews, too. You're doing a great job. Diddy, he was Sean Combs, he was Puff Daddy, he was P. Diddy, he was J-Lo's boyfriend, he was something else. He was like the guy, and then now suddenly he's not, and he's on suicide watch. How did we get from like one of the biggest moguls in all of music to this guy is like people are running as far away from him as fast as they can? How did this happen?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because for those who are in the music industry, they're saying that they've known this all along about Diddy, but when New York Democrats came together and decided to manipulate the statute of limitation to go after President Trump in the state of New York, they were looking to have anyone really file a claim of sexual assault against President Trump, whether it was from a decade or 2 decades ago, and for it to make its way through the civil courts. So what happened is it actually backfired, and it got a lot of even Democrats on the bad side of all of this. So Diddy was one of those. His ex-girlfriend Cassie filed a lawsuit against him, which he settled the very next day. But the accusations in that lawsuit were pretty bad, which later resulted in several women filing lawsuits against him as well, and even some men as well. So
if you don't mind, I want to stop you there, because when she filed the lawsuit, didn't he settle very quickly? He denied it all, and then he settled very quickly. But that everybody else came out of the woodwork?
Yeah, well, that's the problem. And if you spoke to a lawyer and they told you were dealing with this type of lawsuit, they would tell you not to settle immediately because you would just get copycats, other people coming out, and they'd see you as an open target. But he obviously wasn't getting good legal advice. So he settled within a couple of hours of her filing this lawsuit, which is a really bad sign. And then other lawsuits came up after that. So what's going on now is he was obviously being investigated. There was a raid on his home as well. But he's now in custody because he's being accused of human trafficking and sex trafficking. And just yesterday, I mean, there was an alleged sex worker who came forward and turned over a videotape to federal prosecutors. Now they're claiming that he was hired at these events and that he filmed what happened at the Diddy offs, which is pretty gross, but I'll spare you those details. But yeah, so he turned that over to the feds. Now, it's not just him. It's also another woman who just filed a lawsuit. She's claiming that Diddy, she met him back in 2020, that she was abused during all of her like knowing her time knowing Diddy.
Yeah.
And she actually became impregnated with his child, but she later suffered a miscarriage. But she's claiming that she was also abused by him. So the issue here now, he's being held before his trial, which I think is really interesting in itself, because when they raided his Florida home, they allowed him to jump on a plane and to take off and leave the country. But now all of a sudden, even though he's offered up to $50 million in real estate to post his bail, they say now he's a flight risk. They won't let him leave, and he's sitting right now in a Brooklyn jail.
Wow.
Doesn't really make any sense to me at that point. But again, it seems like the timing is pretty interesting. Why did they wait all of a sudden to go after Diddy now? Was it that they were unaware? Or is it that now it's politically convenient? Now, so many of these celebrities are trying to distance themselves from Diddy. Usher is one of them. He scrubbed his X page just the other day. And when he did so, I was not really surprised. If you've noticed, Usher has also been sued by multiple accusers of giving women an STD, herpes. And he settled those lawsuits in the past. And these lawsuits go back years ago. So it kind of makes sense that all of this is coming full circle. We'll see how it plays out. But there's a lot of people coming forward and saying that Diddy did abuse them.
It is Breanna Morello. Go to BreannaMorello.com. You can see it underneath her name on the screen if you're watching, but it's BreannaMorello.com. Go and take in her show. She posts every day on X. She's also got her own individual website where she's got the shows. Go to Rumble, do it all. So let's get a little bit more into this. Usher, I've seen interviews with Usher on like Howard Stern, where he was very squirrely about talking about when he was a kid, he was brought to Diddy's house and all sorts of things that he was seeing. He wouldn't really get into what it was. And at one point, I think Stern asks him, would you let your child go to Diddy's house? He said, absolutely not. I would not do that. Justin Bieber went from this, little kid in Canada who is uploading YouTube videos to this tatted up crybaby on every time he's on camera now. Looks like he's completely broken. And these people are all within the web of Diddy, right?
Yeah, they are. It's very unfortunate, but they've all spent time with Diddy and personal time as well. And, I'm glad you brought the Justin Bieber story, because that's an angle that we haven't yet confirmed whether he is the victim of Diddy at this point. But we do know when he was a teenager, he did spend a lot of time with the rapper.
Yeah.
But there was this story that came out last week, and it has to deal with his ex-girlfriend, which is Kim Porter. Kim Porter is no longer with us. She did pass away. But she had 3 kids with Diddy. And it was interesting on how she passed. I believe she died of an illness. But Diddy, he was very sad publicly and showed remorse for not marrying her. And then this memoir suddenly came about. So one of her friends, according to reports, is saying that before Kim Porter passed away, that she actually gave them a memoir, and she was going to out Diddy, and she was going to describe how much a horrible person he was and how evil he was. Now, according to this friend, this is according to reports, I should cite, this friend saw what was going on in the book that she did write before it was never released. And the friend claims that Kim Porter witnessed sex tapes, which involved many people, but a 18-year-old pop star. So again, we don't know the ID of the person. We don't know who it is. Obviously, they were victims, so I wouldn't pry for that information.
Right.
But this individual says that Kim Porter saw firsthand, and she thought that Diddy was an evil human being. And she also accused him in this memoir of forcing her to have sex with people she didn't want to.
Wow. The whole thing is so disgusting. It's Breanna Morello updating us on the P. Diddy case. Now, these charges are from the federal government, right? But in the Southern District of New York?
Correct. Yes, this is the federal government going after him. It was the FBI that raided his home as well. So that's why he's sitting in a Brooklyn jail, but it's a federal jail.
And he's on suicide watch, we're told.
He was on suicide watch. I believe he's been released now to general population. That's usually normal, though. Usually when you are faced with these types of accusations, they do put you in suicide watch. It's usually solitary confinement as well. So it's just meant to make sure that you're not going to actually kill yourself while you're awaiting these charges.
Well, I mean, and I do air quotes when I say that because Epstein died, and we still have no idea how that happened because the cameras didn't work and the guards were asleep and everything else was going on. And this appears to be the pop music version of Epstein. I wonder this, Breanna, if you know this, and you probably, if anybody does, you do. How far back does this go? Are there any implications that he could have been involved in Tupac and Biggie being killed? Because he was involved with all of that crap. Now, he does the song that made him a big star, where he basically stole Sting and the Police's background music. He has to pay them every day, by the way, because he stole their music. But he did that sort of memoriam for Biggie Smalls. Is there any indication that he was involved in that? Is that even being talked about?
Well, we've heard rumors regarding the Tupac murder that he might have been involved in that, but we don't really know. And it's kind of strange because I remember talking to local law enforcement, the LA law enforcement, the police department over there, and many of them did speculate that there was a known murderer, people who did kill Tupac.
Right.
It's never been made public. And so I'd be super interested in finding out. Now, you remember, too, he was also accused of shooting someone with Jennifer Lopez on his arm. And so there were those charges that were also filed against him. Again, it just seems to be that he's always had this type of gray cloud following him. But again, you know, like you compared to Jeffrey Epstein obviously faced criminal charges first as well. And then there's people who speculate that he became a federal asset. So maybe that's what this is all about too. I mean, we just don't know. And that is just speculation at this point. But I don't trust our federal government. I always wonder why now. We're talking about allegations from years ago that are coming to surface now. They obviously had to know about these things. And the facts also lie, you know, we've seen other people online, other lawyers speculate that during the raid on his Florida property, that they might have taken tapes with them. What's on those tapes and will those make it to his criminal trial? I think that's going to be the telling part on whether that speculation I just cited is actually factual or not, is if we ever find out who's on those tapes.
I've heard of the reports that his house was 250 cameras. So he probably has all sorts of tapes or digital copies or whatever. And it's going to be very interesting as this comes out. I hear what you're saying, though. The timing of it is very interesting because now we're trying to show that the Southern District, which is completely Democrat run, and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are very tough on crime. And they're going to show how tough on crime they are. Oh, by the way, ignore the 13,000 convicted killers that we've let in illegally that are now in the midsection of the country. Ignore those numbers. But we got Diddy. So, I mean, it really could be that. This is a humongous story, and it makes Democrats look good.
Yeah, and that's the problem too. You know, you just cited that report. That report that came out earlier today is alarming. I mean, the fact is that our own federal government is actually releasing convicted murderers, not suspected, convicted murderers into our country. If our federal government was working on our own behalf, which is their only really objective, well, not even objective, their only duty is to protect the American people, then why would they be doing this to us? You know, there's also those reports, Joe, obviously, of Iran looking to assassinate President Trump. Again, why is our border wide open? Sean Ryan, the great podcast host, but also, you know, the retired U.S. SEAL, he just came out recently on Joe Rogan and said that he's well aware that there's, I believe it was in Afghanistan, that they're making fake passports that they're using here to get into the United States right now, and that they might try to conduct an October 7th style attack here in the United States. Again, our own federal government knows all of this, and they're continuing to allow anyone in. We should all be outraged.
Well, and what you said is so very important. I'm going to reiterate it. It's Breanna Morello, by the way. Go in and check her out, Breanna Morello, over on X, on Rumble. Also go to BreannaMorello.com. The federal government knows these people have all been convicted in their home countries of killing somebody. It's not we think they might have. It's not the alleged. They did it. They killed people. They ended the life of somebody, at least one person. They're here. They were let go, and we knew this. And now, I wonder why this report is released today. What do you think about that? They don't want to help Trump, but it does help Trump.
And Kamala Harris is supposed to be going to the southern border today. So that was strange. And it's the acting ICE director who released this, but they released it to Congressman Tony Gonzalez. So whether they knew that he was going to make this public or not, I don't know that angle to it.
Well, Gonzalez, as you know, has the largest border district. So, I mean, to release it to him, and he's a Republican, wink and a nod, this helps Trump.
Yeah. One would think, so maybe that's the reason why the acting ICE director, maybe it just gotten so out of control that they're trying to flag this for folks. I mean, thousands of convicted rapists are now living amongst us. I mean, that should be outrageous to all of us. We should all be screaming from the rooftops because, again, why would they allow this to happen? Why wouldn't these people, if you're coming in contact with these people, why would you release them into our country? They don't have our best interests at heart anymore. We have to really just accept the fact that our federal government is not the federal government that we all grew up knowing. You know, I would think that, I mean, I was a kid when 9/11 happened, so I never made any speculation. I always assumed that our government had our best interests. And as I've gotten older and read into all of this, I'm absolutely disgusted at how our own federal government puts our own lives at risk, and there's really no regard. But again, it's a power grab, right? If another terrorist attack happens on U.S. soil, we're all going to be very emotional about it, like we were during 9/11, and then they could grab your rights. I mean, we're talking about the Patriot Act, all of these things, FISA, all of these things come from terrorist attacks, and so there's a lot to gain for our federal government if you are an evil human being.
Yeah, the Patriot Act, for those who don't know, was supposed to sunset, and they just keep on reauthorizing it. Let's just do it again. They just did it again like last year, earlier this year. So the Patriot Act was supposed to go away. It is a restriction of our rights illegally against the Constitution, but they said only for a short period of time because of war, and that's been 20 some odd years now. It's Breanna Morello. Let's talk a little bit about Eric Adams. I had Sal Greco on yesterday, who's a former NYPD cop, and he's been on this Eric Adams story from the beginning. He is not a journalist like you are and like I have been. So I see where he's coming from when he says he's just a bad guy that's finally going to get his day in court. Whereas I think, and I want your thoughts on this as well, I think that this is somebody saying Eric Adams didn't get in line. Eric Adams complained about not getting enough money for illegal aliens. Eric Adams went to the border and made us look bad. Eric Adams has to go. Because you can be really bad and have the name Biden or Clinton and do anything you want and never face any charges. But Eric Adams stepped out of line, didn't he?
Absolutely. Joe, let me give you a big clue, and this is like the biggest clue of it. I've been reporting on New York Democrats' corruption literally since the beginning of my news career. They have been doing pay-to-play schemes for a very long time. Governor Andrew Cuomo had his hands all over it, giving all these deals to all these companies if they made donations. There was one that stood out and was the biggest red flag possible. The Hospital Association made two $500,000 donations to the New York Democrats.
Wow.
What resulted in that was later they were given additional hospital payments from taxpayers. So they bumped up, I think it was like $150 million in extra money that they were given that year for making those donations. So it's very obvious that that's what happened. Now, if you're wondering, when did the FBI step in and investigate that pay-to-play scheme? I'll let you know. Never. It didn't end there. Kathy Hochul, the current governor of New York, has done it too with the Buffalo Bills Stadium. She gave a contract out for, again, millions. And guess what? Her husband benefits widely off of this through the convention stand. So again, it's all quite alarming, but it doesn't end there. You might remember a guy named Mayor Bill de Blasio.
Oh, yeah.
He gave his wife $850 million to run a homeless. It was supposed to be an effort to get rid of the homeless in New York City. Obviously, that didn't work because the homeless population has completely boomed.
Yes.
Well, obviously, she can't find that $850+ million. That went missing. So what happened to her? Nothing. There was never an investigation to any of those things I just detailed for you guys. And that's just the quickest way to wrap it up. But I got to be honest with you. They're going after Eric Adams and they're digging for anything at this point. I don't think he's a good human being, but I don't think he's as bad as the others, but they're intentionally focused on him. So why? You just cited it, Joe. He's been very outspoken about immigration. He is not far left. He's pretty much moderate at this point. And he's also pro-law enforcement because he does have that NYPD background. So again, I would have to say this is political. I don't think he's innocent, but I don't think he's as guilty as the others.
Well, I noticed this, that Letitia James is not the one bringing the charges. These are federal charges. So I wonder if she's somehow implicated. I know that they have a very good relationship. This club that Sal keeps talking about, this Consafrito Club, was all sorts of corrupt, and all these leaders were going there. I do know this, that Kathy Hochul gets to, if he leaves, if they kick him out or if he steps down, that she can set a special election date. Then they do the stupid ranked choice voting in New York City, where our friend Curtis Lewa may have a chance. But I mean, that's going to be a complete mess. Less than a minute, but just give me your prediction of what's going to happen in New York City now. I don't think he survives this politically.
No, I don't, sadly, and I've emailed his office and told him not to resign. I don't think he should resign because the man behind him is a communist, and I think that would be even worse for the state of New York. But I think Kathy Hochul alluded to it, saying give him some time and he'll come up to his decision soon. I think that's her way of saying that we're going to nudge him out, and they're going to nudge him out pretty quickly. I don't think he should resign. I think he should stay put. He was elected by the people, and so a resignation would, for me, be a sense of defeat. Even if he did it, I don't care. Because there are so many other politicians in New York who are not being prosecuted, and there's a reason for it. And I think that's the bigger point in all of this.
Listen, great reporting as usual. I love your show. I see that you're competing with me a little bit, but that's okay. I think there's room for both of us. It's Breanna Morello. Go to BreannaMorello.com. Go follow her on X. Go follow her on Rumble and ingest and consume everything she does. Breanna, thanks a million. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Joe.
All right. We're back after this. Stay right here.
The world is about to shift. Banks are going cashless globally with the emergence of central bank digital currency, which will bring with it programmable money and the ability to turn on or off your purchasing power based on your digital social profile. It's like the equivalent of spyware in your bank account. You need to get out of the system with the world's safest and most precious assets, silver and gold. Call Kirk Elliott Precious Metals at 720-605-3900. That's 720-605-3900.
Don't let them win. Patriot TV is committed to delivering the truth. America's new network for Patriots is growing fast, and we'd love you to join us as a member of Patriot TV. Your support makes it possible for us to continue to deliver unbiased reporting, thought-provoking discussions, and insights you won't find anywhere else. From in-depth interviews to behind-the-scenes footage, Patriot TV brings you closer to the voices shaping our nation's future. Whether it's political developments, cultural shifts, or global affairs, Patriot TV keeps you informed and empowered. As a member of Patriot TV, you'll get perks like personal invitations to exclusive Patriot TV events, where you can gather and network with like-minded Americans. We'll also host online events throughout the year with General Flynn, who's committed to host live Q&A webinars where callers like you can ask him questions and get real answers. Access to these events will be members only, so go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. We have a great membership option starting at just $9.99 a month, or save with our annual membership for only $99, or take advantage of the best value, the 2-year membership for just $159. Go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member. It's fast and easy. Do your part to make sure the truth gets out to all patriots and help ensure future programming. Become a member today. Just go to patriot.tv, click on Become a Member, join today.
When I started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, with the help of my dedicated employees, we now have hundreds of products, some you might not even know about. To get the word out, we're having a $25 extravaganza. 2-pack multi-use MyPillows, $25. MyPillow sandals, $25. And for the first time ever, our 6-pack towel sets, you guessed it, just $25. Our brand new 4-pack dish towels, $25. And I've never done this before. Premium MyPillows with all new Giza fabric, any size, any loft level, even king size for only $25. And there's so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code for our $25 extravaganza. Order $75 and over, your entire order ships absolutely free.
Sounds rolling, all 3 cameras, we're good. Ambient speed. We're ready.
Is there any regrets that you have in life? I should sit here and say, yeah, I got a lot of regrets. But when I look back on my life and I understand the lives that were lost, I mean, I'm sitting here with you. And I can tell my story.
Former National Security Advisor, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn, pleaded guilty today to lying to the FBI.
He was one of the most respected generals in the military.
He was, by definition, the most dangerous possible person for Donald Trump to hire.
Brilliant military career, serving 33 years.
Why was he being so elusive?
Mike Flynn told the truth and faced life in prison.
Every American needs this historical DVD keepsake. Flynn delivered the truth, whatever the cost. Hand-signed by General Michael Flynn, one of America's most treasured military heroes. Order now at the Patriot TV store. Go to Patriot TV, click on Store, and grab a once-in-a-lifetime chance to own a treasured piece of American history. And get your own personal download link to watch America's most talked-about movie, as well as a DVD hand-signed by General Michael Flynn. Use promo code PTV at checkout to get special savings. The Patriot TV store, incredible savings and a secure, hassle-free shopping experience.
Throughout history, the spirit of patriotism has prevailed. The battles may have changed, but the values remain the same. Today, in 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. For more than 10 years, Patriot Mobile has been committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream. Because this year is not just any year, it's the most important year since our nation's founding. Choose a wireless carrier that shares your values. Choose Patriot Mobile.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. This is actually organic, mold-free, certified. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
Make the healthy choice for you and your family. Try mold-free, pesticide-free, and it's organic. Delicious Kingdom Cup coffee. And it's available now at the Patriot TV store. Go to patriot.tv and click on store. You'll find Kingdom Cup coffee in the health and wellness section. Order Kingdom Cup coffee at the Patriot TV store now.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Do me a favor, stop by joepags.com, joepags.com. Click on any of the social media there. Also, make sure you download the Patriot.tv app. You can go back and watch the show there as well. And always go and get the podcast over on iHeart and everywhere else, wherever you get great podcasts. Do me a favor, stop by either Instagram or TikTok. Check out that video where I do fact check Joe Biden when he attacked Vance today. And after all the lies that Kamala Harris said today at the border, it looks like I'm going to have to do some fact checking of her as well this weekend. Make sure you follow everywhere. We've got to get out of here for now, though. Appreciate you spending the week with us. We're back on Monday. That is Sam. That is Polo. And for Kerry, I'm Joe Pags. Back to you on Monday. In the meantime, have a safe one. Talk soon.